Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Inside Track, EchoBase's weekly handicapping podcast, sponsored by FanDuel Racing, where we give our analysis, picks, and wagers for a couple of the weekend's top races. Download that app and bet now with FanDuel Racing. We got a stellar weekend at Keeneland ahead. Of course, I'm your host, Ben Kudla, and today we're trying something a little different. The Grade 2 Raven Run Stakes this Saturday at Keeneland, and it's just such a stellar race. I decided to go a little bit more in depth on the race analysis and really only focus on this Raven Run. And I'll be giving out my picks as well as the late pick 5 on Saturday as well. So, Breeders' Cup just a couple weeks away. Pretty quiet week on the home front here in North America with just 4 graded stakes last weekend. But we did see Lush Lips delivering a standout performance to win the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II by 1 1/4 lengths with Tyler Gaffalione aboard. Continuing on, Brendan Walsh's stellar Keeneland meet. He leads all trainers North America last week as well by earnings, and through racing yesterday, he does lead the Keeneland meet by wins and earnings as well. Lush Lips really delivered on a fantastic race lens angle. So horses who finished second in a Grade 1 in their most previous race are coming back to win at 29% in all graded stakes races in their next start. Lush Lips finished second in the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks before Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II win last Saturday. But on Saturday also in New York, going out there, Love Cervere, saying that right, swung 6 wide, rally to win the Grade 3 Glen Cove Stakes for trainer Miguel Clement with Manny Franco aboard. And then on Sunday back here at Keeneland and Lexington, Time to Dazzle did dazzle. And the Grade 2 Franklin Stakes drawn clear to win by 3 1/4 lengths for trainer Mark Cassie. Moved into third last week in the trainer standings by earnings as well in 2025. More on the trainer front, Steve Asmussen earned an unprecedented 11,000th career victory on Saturday night at Remington Park with Bo Salil. What was really cool about that, she was ridden by his son Eric Asmussen. So always a cool story with that. And Asmussen is the first trainer in North American history to reach this 11,000 milestone. He's winning at a 21% clip all time as well. So pretty cool. But a little down south, touch upon a star you might remember, won the Grade 2 New Orleans Classic Stakes over Eclipse Award champion Sierra Leone. He earned the highest equity-based speed figure of any horse across North America last week, earning a 117, dominating by 5 3/4 lengths in the listed Gold Cup Stakes, at Delta Downs. That was actually his 18th triple-digit equity-based speed figure from 24 starts. So now we've got some promotions, and with Keeneland in full swing and Breeders' Cup right around the corner, now through November 4th, you can get a quarterly unlimited subscription to RaceLens for just $99. Save $200 with code BC99 at checkout on the bottom of your screen. RaceLens, I use it every day, and if you ever have trouble with RaceLens, I'm usually the guy that will answer your questions. But there's over 50,000 angles you can make on RaceLens, all with individual research of any statistics you could really ever need. All race replays, interactive and customizable past performances as well that are printable. You got NHC champion Scott Coles in 2019, last year's winner Dan Piazza, both using RaceLens to become the horse player of the year in their respective years. Just a really fantastic handicapping tool, and it's trusted by the best, used by many. Get that promotion at checkout with promo code BC99 right there at the bottom of your screen. And if you are an active RaceLens user, you can play in the free Race the NHC contest every Saturday on horseplayers.com. The top 2 finishers in each weekly feeder contest on Saturdays make it to the RaceLens Final 50 contest in February. And the top 2 in that RaceLens Final 50 earn a seat to NHC 2026, plus a travel voucher and a 4-night stay. Horseshoe Casino in Las Vegas. Sign up and play today at equibase.com. And if you're not already a RaceLens user, take advantage of that code down below, BC99. You can use that to play for free in the race to the NHC. So let's just dive right in. This just an absolute stellar 27th running of the Grade 2 Raven Run Stakes. It's going 7 furlongs on the dirt for 3-year-old fillies. Vava, fan favorite, she won in 2023, and last year's winner was Emery for trainer Brad Cox with Tyler Gaffalione aboard. We got a full field of 12 plus 3 also eligibles with 9 entrants already having a stakes win on their resume. And we're just going to go from the rail out. Delightful Claire, she drew the rail post for trainer Phil Bauer. She finished second, the Grade 3 Prioress to Praying. Came back to win the Grade 2 Thoroughbred Club of America Stakes at Keeneland in her next start. Her most previous start, Delightful Claire, finished third in the Grade 3 Dogwood. 2 Raven Run entrants, Ragtime, we'll talk about, and Strong State. On the second spot, Nitrogen's stablemate Vixen. Post position 2, making her first career start on the dirt following 9 consecutive tries over the turf for trainer Mark Cassidy, and comes in with a very lucrative 20-1 morning line. Strong state, is fresh off that runner-up finish to Ragtime the Dogwood. Be switching back to blinkers as well for trainer Albert Stahl Jr. Volleyball Princess. She's got a hefty 30-1 morning line for trainer Louis Lindare Jr. with Jaime Torres aboard, first time riding as well. She just has 1 win from 7 starts in a 3-year-old campaign, but she did romp by 10 lengths in the Ruthless Stakes at Aqueduct in February. You got Almond Joy, will be making her first start outside of California for trainer Aggie Ordonez, who will also be making her first career start outside of the state for the first time in 1,430 starts. And you got Kent DeSormo coming in to ride as well. We'll definitely be talking about her a little bit later. You got Reputation, dominated the Tyson Gilpin Stakes at Colonial by 6 3/4 lengths. 2 starts back with Juan Machado aboard for the first time since a win in an allowance race at Ellis Park in July, where she earned a career best 94 Equibase speed figure. Maida, she's won her last 3 starts by a combined 21.5 lengths, including an 8-length romp in the Weather Vane Stakes at Laurel Park last time out for the Brittany and Sheldon Russell team, who have been firing on all cylinders recently. And Usha broke her maiden by 11.5 lengths in her 5th career start after a trainer switch back to Bob Baffert. Dominated an allowance optional claiming race by 5 1/4 lengths last time out at Del Mar in early September, earning the highest last out Equibase speed figure of any horse in here of a 106. Ragtime, your 3-1 morning line favorite, fresh off that 2 1/4 length win in the Dogwood Stakes. Narrowly missed by a neck in the Grade 1 Test Stakes 2 starts back. She's 3 for 4 lifetime with that second in the test, all at the 7 furlong distance. Now you got a couple Oaks contenders. Simply Joking, making her first start since the first Friday in May with a trainer switch to Michael McCarthy. And Quiet Side also ran in the Kentucky Oaks in her most previous start, entering here with 2 graded stakes wins under her belt for trainer John Ortiz, including a win over Simply Joking in the Grade 2 Fantasy Stakes at Oaklawn back in March of this year. And Vodka with the Twist drew post 12, making her 8th career graded stakes bid for trainer Phil D'Amato, with Luis Saez getting the mount. Just an absolutely stacked race. This is going to be really good. And the Perryville Stakes earlier on in the card, I believe that's race 6, is also pretty fantastic, with Captain Cook fresh off nose defeat in the Grade 1H Alan Jerkins to newly retired Patch Adams. But back to the Raven Run. I'm all in on Almond Joy. I love this horse at 15-1. Incredibly intriguing filly for trainer Aggie Ordonez, making her first start outside of the state of California, like I said. And Hall of Fame rider Kent DeSormo, he's been aboard Almond Joy for the last 4 consecutive stakes wins. He has just 103 mounts this year, all in California. I think it says a lot he's making the trip here to Lexington for his one and only scheduled mount this week. Almond Joy, she did have a little rough go of it, start her career, finally breaking her maiden in her 8th career start at Santa Anita in March, hauling 4 consecutive tries over the turf. But she's not looked back since that maiden win, coming in here with 5 consecutive wins with 3 listed stakes wins. And last time out, she really put any doubt of her ability to rest. She won the Grade 3 Torrey Pines Stakes, going a mile on the dirt at Del Mar in Open Stakes Company over So There She Was, who won the Remington Park Oaks by 2 3/4 lengths in her next start, and 4-time Graded Stakes winner Tenma finished 3rd in the Torrey Pines as well. So she beat a Grade 1 winner. I do really want to watch this replay just to show kind of the talent that this filly has. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Oh, there we go. All right. So she's the 6, Almond Joy, Temna's the 1, and then So There She Was is the 5 here. So we're just going to start this almost to the quarter pole.
The top of the stretch.
But this is when she really starts moving.
The threat. Omen Joy has
way on the outside.
And is closing in as they come into the final furlong. It is still So There She Was.
Just mows him down.
Here. Omen Joy comes
right past the Grade 1 winner.
These two down to the wire together, and Omen Joy and Kent DeSormo win the Torrey Pines. So There She Was second. Tenma was third.
I mean, wow. You know, how could you bet against this filly when you saw that beating a Grade 1 winner So very, very, very interesting. And then her one in start at the 7 furlong distance, she dominated the Fleet Treat Stakes by 4 1/4 lengths at Del Mar in July. And the 3rd, 5th, and 10th place finishers in that race all came back to win. This filly really knows how to win. The connections are making the trip across the country at 15-1. I'm all in. I don't know if you all like to read the Keeneland barn notes, but the owners, the connections, they're so excited. They're already here in Lexington. The horse is already here, and they were, kind of on the fence of making a Breeders' Cup bid, but that Raven Run is going to be their Breeders' Cup. So 15-1, very, very interesting. And another little race lens angle. It's the third bullet point down at the bottom of your screen. It applies to many other horses at Keeneland as well. But over the past 4 years, horses in dirt sprints at Keeneland, his most previous race was at Santa Anita or Del Mar, winning at 26%. 17 wins from 65 starts, 50% in the money, with a plus 27% return on investment. I'm all over this filly. That will be my best bet of the day. A $20 to win and show ticket on her. Ragtime, as we'll be talking about, pretty dang good. So, I'm going to back that up with a show ticket, but I do think Almond Joy is going to run very, very well regardless. And I'll just put my picks on the bottom of the screen. I'm going 5, 9, 11 for my top 3. Ragtime, when I first looked through this race, I first thought, this filly is just going to dominate. But Almond Joy, she's just so intriguing, so I'm going to go with her. But Ragtime, very tough in here. And I really doubt you'll get that 3-1 morning line for the Godolphin team of Bill Mott and Junior Alvarado. When you think of Godolphin, Bill Mott and Junior Alvarado, sovereignty comes to mind over the years. But over the last 4 years, Bill Mott has won at 42% in graded stakes races with horses owned by Godolphin. Has 22 wins from 53 starts. So Ragtime is a Union Rags filly out of Bermuda, and her offspring have a combined 12 wins in dirt sprints. So they know how to win as well. Ragtime won her first 2 starts by a combined 8 lengths in a maiden special weight and allowance at Saratoga, both going 7 furlongs on the dirt, earning an 86 Equibase speed figure on career debut and a career best 101 in her second start in the allowance race. She narrowly missed by a neck to Keeneland in the Grade 1 stakes at Saratoga, also at 7 furlongs on the dirt. She led narrowly kind of down the stretch, but just passed up, and Keeneland was just a little bit better that day. But that runner-up finish did not deter her one bit. Came back to win the Grade 3 Dogwood Stakes at Churchill in September by 2 1/4 lengths. Finished full of run as well, even after a slow start. Then she split horses at the 16th pole, beating Strong State and Delightful Claire in here as well. Really tough to beat, and she's definitely on my pick 5 ticket. I'll make my win and bet show on Ohm, but maybe Ragtime really is that good, and at least you'll get your show money back on Ohm and Joy. And my third, I'm going to go with Quiet Side. One of the 2 fillies in here whose last race was the Kentucky Oaks, and I think she's very much ahead of Simply Joking in terms of speed and class. And I guess you can see that in the morning lines as well, with Quiet Side at 4-1 and Simply Joking at 8-1. Quiet Side romped on career debut by 6 1/4 lengths, going 6 furlongs on the dirt at Saratoga. Went on to finish second in the Grade 1 Spinaway at the 7 furlong distance, and third the Grade 1 Alcibiades to Mercif in both of those races. And she finished second in the Grade 2 Goldenrod to Good Cheer, who is your 2025 Kentucky Oaks winner. She went on to finish a distant second to Take Charge Milady in the Martha Washington before winning the Grade 3 Honeybee Stakes and the Grade 2 Fantasy Stakes, where she did beat Simply Joking in here. Excuse me, feeling a bit parched. Anyway, interesting Quiet Side going back to this sprint distance in here, and honestly a little worrisome that she has not had a race since the Oaks. And historically, John Ortiz does not do well off the 2 to 6 month layoff, winning at just 11% over the last 3 years, 8 wins from 76 starts. But I do think this is a very talented and classy filly. A little bit worried about her spot in here at this distance and the long layoff, especially at 4-1. But my best bet would be $20 to win and show on Omen Joy with a morning line of 15-1. And I'm also going to add, a little late pick 5. I was on the HHH podcast last night. Decided to give out a pick 5 there. I'll give it here as well. So in race 6, it was just Perryville. I am going to single Captain Cook. I know that can be a little bit dangerous, but, you don't hit that one. I guess you can play the pick 4. In the seventh race in the second leg, going 4-5-8. In the third leg, 1-6-9. in the Raven Run. We got Omen Joy and Ragtime. And then the 10th and final of the day, I got 178. So a 50-cent pick 5 will cost you $27 on that ticket. Well, anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and I really do appreciate everybody's support on this podcast. Love talking horses, and let me know down in the comments below if you liked this style instead of having a guest on, and maybe we can filter that in more and more as we go. But I appreciate it, and again, Almond Joy, 15-1, number 5 in the Raven Run Stakes. Good luck in all your wagers this weekend. We'll see you next week.